Hello friends and neighbors. I am out taking a walk early in the day before it gets too hot. It's gonna get up to 95 today. And I don't think I've ever walked down Sim Street, so I'm gonna do that now. And I decided to start rolling a little earlier because as I'm walking, I noticed that as I'm coming down North Avenue, Dogwood, formerly Stewart, is over there. This is 647, 643, 647. This one is being renovated right now. Didn't have a number on it, but if that's 643, that's 647. This must be 651. But in the time that I've lived here, this has sat here in disrepair, and it looks like they are working on it. A cute little typical American small type house, 2 small rooms across the front. Always the original little porch closed in. Most people did that, but this is the house that's right on the corner of North Avenue and Lake. So I figured I would start walking here and make my way over to Sim Street. What I love about walking down Lake is, you guys will remember, as you go down into the woods, the temperature drops like several degrees, and that is very enjoyable. The lake part of the sign is gone, but we'll get a nice look at North Avenue School as we walk by. Now the Teaching Museum. There is a video I did a few years ago when I was inside the Teaching Museum. You can look at that on our playlist on the Hapeville channel YouTube page. Every time I see this beautiful building, I have such regret that the original window was filled in. It's just a beautiful building. In 5 years, it'll be 100 years old. Built in 1929. I've seen it so many times, and then the other day, for some reason, that little circular window right there, I noticed it kind of leans to the right a little bit. Now I want to go look at the picture I have from when it was built, and do you see how that middle, the whole thing is just sort of tipped to the right just a little bit. I'm gonna go look at the original picture of it and see if it was like that from the beginning, or maybe they had to pop that window out at some point and put it back in for some reason to reseal it. And here we are at the corner of North Avenue and Myrtle Street. A lot of crosswalking kids happening here, and people telling me that they remember who the crosswalking guard was over the years, and other people telling me they were the crosswalking guard. A few months ago, a big tree right over here fell down. I made a video of that too. And just grazed the corner of the former principal's office right there. That was lucky. I think I've gotten this before, but I'll show it. The sun is never quite right to show this. But back in 1930s, the students and staff had put something here called the Memorial Garden, and this marker is still here, but it's always, no matter when I come here, you can't read it because the sun is on the other side. So maybe I'll insert a picture that I've taken of it. And then this says Ellen F. Chambers, November 10th, 1932. I have not figured out who she is or what it is there for, but I'm guessing. I wanted to say maybe this tree was planted for her, but it doesn't look old enough. All right. This house fascinates me, and to date, I know nothing about it. Nothing about it, but it looks like it's been here a long time. 698. If you know anything about this house, certainly let me know. It's divided up into 1, 2 homes now. But that is a beautiful style house that you do not see in Hapeville very often anymore. I can't think of another one. Not in the residential areas anyway. I'll swing around here and let you look at this for a moment. The old playground. Oh, I never noticed this before. There's like a lower playground back there and an upper one up here. Oh, I never noticed that. And there's like some courts over there. So many memories here. I can feel it. I can feel the energy. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I've always been that type of person where I can go to a space where many, many humans have had experiences and I can feel it. And this is one of those places. I don't think it's silly at all. We're all human and we're all connected. Beautiful house. I'd love to know more about it. All right. We're coming up to Sim Street. Oh, there's a yard sale going on there. I'm gonna have to go check that out on the way home. Although, I'm doing the opposite and have for years, getting rid of things. I don't need to get more things. So, let me go over here to Sims and walk my way down. Oh. A few months ago, my in-laws came and they stayed right there. Those duplexes are identical. And they stayed in the back because it's in, well, not in the back, but the other half. They parked back here, but this is Airbnb now. All right, so I have to admit, of all the streets in Hapeville, Sims is the one that I've been on the least amount of times. For some reason, this street is unlike many others in Hapeville in that there is a lot of there's a lot of development going on, a lot of improvement. There's a little bit, one or two places on this street are improving, but overall it's still kind of quiet over here. This is, I can't tell, 3273. That's a duplex. 3280. That's been added on to quite a lot. It started out as an American small type house and got lots added on. 3281. 3284 is cute. 3290. Here's a very old Hapeville home at 3285. There was a family that lived on this street named the McLaughlins, along with my friend Kathy Stern's grandmother lived on this street. Her mother and father met on this street. This is 3289. There is a new build happening right now. Beautiful old Georgia home, 3294. Kathy Stern's grandmother, Kate, lived on this street. And the McLaughlins. And in Kathy Stern's mother's collection, Rita Stern's, Kathy let me scan everything. She had a story written by James McLaughlin Jr., who lived on this street back in the mid to late 30s as a kid. It's called Life on Sim Street. And he went into great detail of what it was like to live in the late 30s on Sim Street. It's absolutely fabulous. Here's 3304. Now, off the top of my head, a new build, 3303. I can't remember. I'll probably remember it when I see it. Was it 3306? I can't remember where Kathy Stern's grandma Kate lived. Ah, yes I do. That house. 3327, absolutely beautiful little house with a nice big porch. And then another duplex across the way. I'm not sure where James McLaughlin and his family lived, but I know, it's so fun to picture. So that's north central down there. And in his story, he talks about going to the brand new Fulton movie theater with his pals. They would go to the movie theater, which was right down there across the way, and then afterwards, if it was nighttime, they were a little afraid to walk home through what was called the Hollow. And he describes coming from North Central all the way down this dip. And he said it was all forest, it was dark, and there was not a street light until his auntie's house at the top of the hill. So his auntie's house may have been this one, or it could have been this one, or it could have been the house that was here before 3326, the duplexes were put in. And of course, here's these apartments that have been here probably since the 50s. They look like the same style that were built in the boom times of the 50s all over town. And this address is divided up into, well, it looks like it was built as a duplex, doesn't it? There must be more in the back because it says 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 in the front. Yep. And there you go. More in the back. Lovely, quiet place to live. So here, up on the corner, these were built within the last few years. All of these, I don't know the names of them, but you can look across over here. If I zoom in, you can see what used to be the Ramada Inn, which is now In City Suites, and it has a big, beautiful mural on the side. Look at this lovely creek. It's dry right now, but just runs through and goes to the other side. But this must be just like so foreign to many of you. These were here when I moved here. So this was called the Hollow back in the late 30s and early 40s. There was nothing here. And James McLaughlin and his buddies would walk down this hill, through the hollow and back up the hill till they got to the first street light and felt safe. I love little detailed stories like that. This is 3350. They're either, wow, that looks like, oh, it has a no trespassing sign on the front. Oh, that looks like an eviction, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry to see that happen to people. But we're at the corner of North Central and Sims. This is called 801 North Central, Hapeville. They're brand new. They're townhomes for rent. And I can tell you without even asking, I couldn't afford the rent there. Right on the train tracks. But in the turn of the century, the 19th to the 20th century, all of North Central to what is now 75, it was all big homes. And now I've walked down Sim Street. It's got a lot of history. And there you can see, right behind me is where the Fulton Theater was. And James McLaughlin and his buddies would walk across the tracks, and then down towards home. I mean, that must have been so cool for them back at that time frame to have a movie theater at the end of their street. That's it. Create yourself a great day. Bye.